Back in May, we publicly announced that we were in trial with several Fortune 100 companies to do a cross-screen addressable trial. And we're very, very pleased with that effort. In fact, at AT&T, everybody knows we're a major advertiser ourselves. So in addition to brands that we worked with, clients outside of AT&T, we get to spend some of our own money to play around with these services. And I can share some of that with you just to give you an example of how well that performed. So we took a portion of our AT&T mobility campaign, and when we put that towards addressable TV compared to the control group of our normal mobility advertising, we saw a 19% lift in the results of that. So it was remarkable. We're very pleased with that. More impressive is that we followed those customers anonymously to the mobile devices associated with those households. And when we did that in a cross-screen addressable effort, that was a 27% lift. That's phenomenal. We found that same kind of success across the board, whether it was at the top of the funnel with brand favorability and message favorability with some famous brands, or whether we found it in mid-funnel with consideration or at the bottom of the funnel with sales. So for example, a luxury automaker had an 87% lift in conversion compared to the control group. So crazy good results. So now for us, the goal is to execute on productizing that here in the fourth quarter. We've expanded the inventory around it. So we have more mobile web, more app, and we're pleased to announce inventory within our DIRECTV app itself. And what's great about that is it's owned and operated for us. And as you know, one of the major premises of the acquisition of DIRECTV is that we believe that nobody has yet to deliver the mobile video experience as seamless and simple and integrated as it should be. We don't believe consumers have experienced it yet. We don't think it exists yet. And so we've enhanced our DTV app, and even since we've done that, from the merger period last summer, we've seen a 50% increase in unique streamers to that app alone, and we're just getting started. The innovation is, and the roadmap is still ahead of us, and in fact, we plan to launch some of the highly anticipated OTT services later this quarter. You would expect us to participate with that with AdWorks and how we implement advertising in those experiences. So as you stand back before we exit this year, you're going to see us have the ability to advertise into 14 million addressable households, 30 million mobile devices, and millions of streams within the DIRECTV app. And that's where we are. It's big. I just said it in a mouthful, but it's big.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit what that looks like to the consumer experience, and also and also for the advertisers. What's the value to them? Give us an idea of how that sort of ecosystem is shaping up.
Yeah, well, from a consumer, everything's more relevant. You're just going to see advertising that matters more to you. So if you're a new homeowner, you're more likely to see advertising for home insurance. If you're a new parent, you're more likely to see advertising for safety chairs in the automobile. If you're in the market for an automobile, you're more likely to see advertisements for automobiles. So your advertising becomes more relevant. It's interesting. We still get complaints today from consumers that are seeing advertising during programming that they don't appreciate seeing because it's not relevant to them. Consumer relevance, advertiser ROI. When you become more targeted in your marketing and in your advertising, the return on that investment is far better than just a spray and pray, how we've done it for decades. And I used to buy advertising for us. What I see us able to do for clients and advertisers today versus what we did in the past is remarkably better. It's just a far better return on investment.
And what are some of the sectors, you mentioned automotive, what are some of the sectors that are really embracing addressable?
Yeah, auto, I just mentioned earlier, is a great example. In the United States, at any given time, only 3% of the population is in the market for an automobile. Now, think about that for a moment, because think of all the car ads you see. Right? So 100% of the population is seeing automotive advertising on a regular basis, but only 3% of us are in the market for an automobile. It's hard to envision that other 97% is all effective, efficient brand building. All right, if I were the CEOs of all those companies, I'd have a hard time believing that's well spent mid and upper funnel. And so I would say auto, financial services continues to grow. Pharma has become a really big category for us, particularly with the launch of the 60-second addressable spot. So across the board, Andy, we're seeing growth. I mean, we're just seeing a lot of growth in this space. People are very attracted to it. Because of our success in this, it's understandable that people would wonder, are we able to serve the supply and the demand? Is that equation matched up? And the answer is, Where we sit here today, we can meet the demand. It will be interesting to play out over time. There's no doubt that expanding the addressable inventory is an important goal for us. Since the merger completed, we had 12 million addressable households. Now we have 14 million. So just even simply making more of our households addressable is important to us. Getting that cross-screen addressability expands the inventory as well. So look for us to continue to look for ways to expand the inventory as this product grows over time.